I'm going to be bringing back the Arizona Coyotes to the NHL, to NHL 25. As we all know, they got relocated last season to Utah, had a very successful year number 1 with the hockey club, but for all the 5 Phoenix Coyote fans that there used to be, welcome back. The team is back in Arizona. The Phoenix Coyotes are ready to go, and they are ready to win a Stanley Cup. The roster is going to be the exact same, obviously, as Utah. We got Gunther, Cooley, and Keller. Those are 3 young guys that already are pretty high overall. Some of them, I mean, maybe 2 out of the 3 will be here for the entirety of the video. Nick Schmaltz, Nick Bukestad, and Alexander Kerfoot on our second line. Isn't horrible, but it's not great either. We got Carcone, Hayton, and Loston Krause. And then McBain, Maselli, and Stenlund as our 4th line. Defensively, Mikhail Sergachev, 88 overall. He's our best D-man. Sean Durzee's not bad, though, at an 86. We got Kesselring at an 85. And in goal, we got Karel Vejmelka at an 84 and Connor Ingram at an 81. So this team definitely needs some work to do to get to where they want to be, which is a Stanley Cup contender. And I don't think there's any general manager better to do that other than GM Pasta. Not going to be making any changes for at least year number 1. I want to reevaluate in the offseason. I don't know how the sim engine is going to go with us. We could be sneaky good, make the playoffs, or we could be a lottery team. So if eventually you want to see this team win the Stanley Cup, make sure you hit that sub button. We go live pretty much every single day. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, I will find you in your sleep. Make no mistake about it. Well, we had a very up and down season, I'll be honest. There was a point in time where I thought we were going to make the playoffs, potentially a wildcard position. And there was another point in time where I thought we would win the draft lottery. 37, 35, and 10, 84 points, 6th in the Central Division. As the Florida Panthers, 64, 14, and 4. Aaron Ekblad and the PEDs are going absolutely wild right now. Toronto had a good regular season. They won 58 games. Washington was great. Winnipeg had 52. Dallas rounds out the top 5. I don't think we're a basement team like the Red Wings. They only won 26 games, I should say, 61 points. We were not even a bottom 5 team in the NHL, as I don't think we're going to go ahead and get the number 1 overall pick. So if we want it, we have to trade for it. Offensively, I mean, we had no 40 goal scorers. I set goals at the beginning of the year for a lot of our young guys, and they did not hit it. Keller had 73 points. We got Cooley with 61. Dylan Gunther only 25 goals. I thought he'd play a little bit better, if I'm being honest. And then everybody else pretty much didn't chip in too much offensively. Defensively, we gotta definitely get an upgrade between the pipes. Karel Vejmelka is not gonna cut it to win a Stanley Cup. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. Tommy Egg Matthews gonna go off in the season sim. 69 goals, leading the way in that category. Also had the most points at 134. Colorado will dethrone the juggernaut that is Florida in 5 games in the Cup Finals. The Panthers won, what, 63, 64 games? They still could not win the Cup. Matthews gonna take home all the individual awards. We got Cale Makar winning the Norris. The Conn Smythe will go to Nate Dogg. The Vezina to Logan Thompson of Washington, and for the Selke, it's going to go to Sid the Kid. Phoenix, we're not really in the lottery. I mean, technically we are, but we're going to select 13th in the NHL draft. The Detroit Dead Wings stayed at 1, so maybe we go ahead and steal that draft pick from them. Little bit of a long shot, but we're going all in. We got a first, another first for 2030, Oli Mata, a 3rd, and a 4th from this season for Ridley Gregg, and Ottawa Senators' 2nd overall pick, and they do not want to give that up at all. What if I remove Ridley Gregg and remove Oli Mata? Will this trade go through? No, it will not. Instead, I'm looking at San Jose, 4th overall for a 1st, 3rd, a 4th, and whoa. We got a 1st, 3rd, 4th, and Nick Schmaltz for the 4th overall pick in this draft. Also threw in Ferraro to make it go through, and San Jose does not want to give it up either. So I don't think we're moving up in the draft. We tried, but unsuccessful it may be. It is a very tough pick at pick 13th. I mean, we got Gavin, who is a 2-way forward, NHL ready in 2 years. Frondell is the guy that the chat wants me to go after, but I low-key want this power forward, Dante Morrison for the United States. He's 6'4", 209, but I'm going to risk it for the biscuit with Anton Frondell. 74 overall, medium elite potential. I'm going to try to take the very next pick, 14th overall from Seattle. We're going to go a 2nd, 3rd, and another 3rd. They don't want to do it. They are totally unwilling. I'm going to try to sweeten it just a touch. We have a boatload of 2nd round picks, so a 2026 2nd rounder into the trade, and they do not want to do this whatsoever. Instead, we'll go after the 20th overall pick from Anaheim. We got 2 seconds and a 3rd into the trade. Oh my God, what is it going to take for one of these to go through? Throw a prospect into the mix to try to make this trade go through, and there we go. The Ducks have responded. They accepted my offer. Year number 1 draft gem is none other than Zach Zachary Morin. Playmaker, elite low potential, but I'm pretty sure it's franchise low. There it is, 62 overall. He has a ton of developing to do, but I believe he can do so in this system. We swung at Ivan Provorov, and unfortunately, we missed. He's going to sign with the Montreal Canadiens. That was a guy I really did want on this team. Barrett Hayton's asking for way too much on a contract extension, so he has got to go. 1-for-1 pretty much with Pavel Mintyukov. Threw in the draft picks just to try to sweeten the deal a touch. And yeah, they're not going to go for that. We're definitely going to have to add in a second, maybe even a first-round pick. But instead, I will give up 2 second-round picks from one in 27 and 2029. And there we go. Pavel Mintyukov is now a Phoenix Coyote. Year number 2 with the Phoenix Coyotes. And honestly, our roster looks pretty similar. We got Cooley, Keller, and Gunther still in that first line in 87, 91, and 90. We got Carconi alongside Schmaltz and Doan. Krause, Fabry, and Kerfoot. Taylor Hall on the fourth line with Jeff Skinner and Jack McBain. Defensively, Sergachev's an 89, Durzi's up to an 87. We picked up Pavel Mintyukov, which was a massive trade. And we're still rolling out Karel Vejmelka and Connor Ingram as our goaltending tandem. The Coyotes had a strong start to the season. We were like 8-3, second in our division. Now we're 14-15, and we're fading fast like Lightning McQueen in Cars 3. We are down at the basement of the Central yet again, as it looks like we are headed to the lottery for yet again another NHL season. This Coyotes team is an absolute roller coaster. 33, 23, and 5 at the trade deadline. We're in a playoff position, back to top 3. We were second to literally 8th, and then we're 3rd in our division. What is going on? It only took me 2 years to bring this team back to a playoff berth. Phoenix went 43, 34, and 5 with a 91 points. It was an up and down year. At one point, we were high as 2nd, and at one point, we were as low as 8th in our division. But luckily, we steadied out. We made the playoffs, and Phoenix is a hockey team yet again as the Panthers. They are a juggernaut. 59 wins, 21 losses, 2 in overtime. The best team in the league. Dylan Gunther at 35 goals and 85 points. Nick Schmaltz at 65. Definitely great second-line center. We got Clayton Keller. Had a very disappointing season. Most likely going to decline a little bit in overall. How do we make the playoffs with so many players on our teams just putting out minuses across the board? Durzi was decent. Carconi was okay. Like, we didn't have a lot of plus players, I guess was, our goaltending. Karel Vejmelka, a .913 save percentage, 7 shutouts and 40 wins. He was the biggest reason why Phoenix is back in the playoffs. Barkov is a madman, leading the league in scoring with 126 points. Nathan McKinnon was up there. We got Sam Reinhart with 113 and Matthew Tkachuk. The Florida Panthers are an absolute unit, as Nathan McKinnon will put up 75 goals in the regular season. By far and away the most. P. Shorzy came in second with 64, passed at 61 himself. The Phoenix Coyotes, we get a very easy matchup in the first round. Playoff Hellebuck and the Winnipeg Jets. A very shaky playoff team in recent memory. This has the smell of an upset literally all over it. Here we go. The Coyotes are back in the playoffs. First period, 2-1 lead. Second period, the Winnipeg's going to tie it up. And the Coyotes, we are headed to overtime in game number 1. Can we steal it on the road in Winnipeg? The whiteout in full effect. The Phoenix Coyotes on the power play. We're headed to second overtime, and there it is. Kyle Connor will win it for Winnipeg. All right, game number 2, still in Winnipeg. First period, Mark Scheifele is going to give them the lead. Second period, they're up by 2, and we tie it up in the third. Skinner and Alexander Kerfoot back-to-back overtimes and back-to-back L's as we go down 2-0. Game 3, not in Chicago. In Phoenix, first period. Oh no, Nikolai Ehlers strikes first. Second period, we tie things up at 1. And in the third, we just couldn't get it done. The Winnipeg Jets are going to go up 3-0, and it looks like we are about to get swept in the first round of the postseason. Here we go, game 4, season on the line. I mean, the brooms are out. First period, no score in the hockey game. We will have 8 shots on goal. Second period, we are down by a pair as Winnipeg is 18 minutes away from sweeping the Coyotes in round number 1 of the postseason. Come on, Phoenix. What are we doing? Phoenix, Arizona, wake the hell up. There we go. Sean Durzi gets us on the board. 8 minutes to go in the third. Nino Niederreiter pretty much puts it out of reach. As it was a successful season, we made the playoffs after being pretty much carried by our goaltender, but Winnipeg is going to sweep us in round number 1. Dylan Gunther was our best player, although he only had 1 goal, 4 points in 4 games, -7. Like, yeah, we were just a completely fraudulent team that got carried by a hot goaltender in the regular season. And even the playoffs, Vejmelka had a .917 save percentage, so it really was not his fault. We got outplayed start to finish. As the Edmonton Oilers will go all the way, get the revenge over Florida after sweeping them in the Stanley Cup Finals. That is music to my ears. Barkov's going to win the Lindsay, the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. We got McKinnon win the Maurice Richard, Makar another Norris, Connor McDavid, his second Conn Smythe, Hellebuck somehow won the Vezina, and for the Selke, it will go to Anze Kopitar. I do not care. I'm going to do what it takes to get the first overall pick, which will be, of course, Gavin McKenna. San Jose has it right now. Throw it into the trade. They don't want to do that, so another first rounder is probably going to be added, a 2030 first round pick, and they still do not want to go for it. We have Keller, a first, another first, Zachary Morin for the San Jose Sharks, first overall pick. They're still totally unwilling. What is it going to take to trade for this 2028 first round pick? Throw that in there as well, and there we go. We literally had to overpay to get Gavin McKenna, but honestly, I'm not going to complain about it. This guy's a franchise potential player. He's going to go first overall. He's a generational talent. There it is, 85 off the bat. Wow, we just got swindled by Paul Maurice. To be honest, I already have an offer I'm going to accept from another team. We offered him the straight up bag, and he did not want to join the Phoenix Coyotes. Year number 3 is going to look a little bit different for the Phoenix Coyotes. We're not an offensive team anymore. We got Gavin McKenna, who's still young, 85 overall, alongside Cooley and Gunther on the first line. We got Skinner, Widone, and TJ Ginla making his NHL debut, as well as our young guy, Anton Frundell, Loston Krause, and McBain on the third line. Now, this is where we shine. This is honestly one of the best decors I think I've ever had in a GM mode. Sergachev and Dursey, Trouba, Mintakov, Matheson, and Kesselring. We get a +5 in that first D pairing, +4 in the second one, and then Karel Vejmelka at an 85 overall in goal. It might be a little bit premature, but I'm going to name Gavin McKenna the captain of the Phoenix Coyotes. He's in his rookie season, the youngest captain of all time. Dylan Gunther gets an A, and the other A is probably going to go have it on the back end. I mean, I honestly don't even know. Jacob Trouba, you know what? Jacob Trouba, you can get an A as well, buddy. So, Phoenix yet again, back-to-back seasons in the postseason, 46, 29, and 7, 99 points. We got Winnipeg again, a rematch of last season in the first round of the playoffs. Edmonton, they were the best team in the league. They won the President's Trophy with a record of 55, 20, and 7. Gavin McKenna had a hell of a rookie year. He's a surefire lock for the Calder. 59 goals, 98 points on that first line, only 19 years of age. We got Dylan Gunther with 79, 68 for Logan Cooley. Definitely a lot of passing and playmaking going on out there. Mikhail Sergachev had 66 points. Skinner and Mintakov both were pretty decent, I guess. And between the pipes in goal, we got Karel Vejmelka posting a nice save percentage of a .921. Yet again, Matthews going to lead the league in scoring. He had 127 points on the goal side. It will be him as well with 62. Gavin McKenna as a rookie, though, was on his tail. As we, yet again, play the Winnipeg Jets in the first round of the playoffs. They swept us last season, so it is time for our revenge. Here we go. Game number 1. Yet again, we're not going to have home ice advantage. First period, a 4-1 lead for the Phoenix Coyotes as we are going to steal game. Oh my God, I got too far ahead of myself. They tied it up and we got to head to overtime. Come on, Coyotes. What are we doing, Arizona? What are we doing, power play? No! We had a 4-1 lead in game number 1 and we blew it. An embarrassing effort after leading 4-1 in game number 1. We're down 2-1 in game 2. Second period, we're down 4-1 and we're not going to come back as the woes against Winnipeg will continue. Here we go. We are in Phoenix for game number 3. First period. Oh my God. We just cannot beat the Winnipeg Jets. 4-2 after 2. And we allowed 7 in our own barn and on the verge of getting swept yet again. All right, brooms are out yet again. Please just win a game against the Jets. First period, 2-0 lead. Carcone gets a pair. Second period, oh no, they split it in half. I'm not confident at all. Winnipeg's going to tie this game up. Wait a minute. Gavin McKenna, insurance marker, 3-1 lead for the Coyotes. In the third period of game 4, can we force a game number 5? Come on, hold on to it, Vejmelka. Between the pipes, can we finally do it? We have beaten the Winnipeg Jets in a playoff hockey game. Here we go, riding hot after we beat Winnipeg. Can we keep that momentum? Down 1 after the first period. Kyle Connor strikes first for Winnipeg. Second period, oh no, we're down by 2 in the third. Only 18 shots on net. Hold up. Carcone makes it, and there it is, Gavin McKenna. This team is different, baby. We tie it up at 4. Gabe Vilardi will strike to give the lead to the Winnipeg Jets. Late stages of the third period. Oh no, back-to-back losses to Winnipeg. as it looks like we didn't get swept, which I guess is a building block towards the... O'Brien, the fourth line plug, will tie it up and send us to overtime. Liam O'Brien, the fourth line plug, he tied the game up at 5. In the late stages, McKenna, oh my, had the game on a stick, as the Coyotes trying to take the game, take the series back to Phoenix for game number 6. Josh Morrissey over to Scheifele into the zone. Mark Scheifele whiffs on it. Come on, Gunther, that's your puck, buddy. Get out of the zone at least. Shots are 32-31. A very high-scoring affair here in Winnipeg, as the Jets trying to move on to the second round yet again. Connor moves it back. Josh Morrissey lines one up, and there it is. Overtime winner, and we will lose in 5. We got a victory. We played them a lot harder than last season. Those are things that we can build on moving forward. Gavin McKenna, definitely a bright spot for Phoenix. 6 goals in 5 games. He had 8 points. Carconi had 6 goals as well. Maybe we keep him around for another season. Sergachev had 6. Dylan Gunther had no goals. For a sniper, that's not going to cut it. And Karel Vejmelka was an absolute train wreck with an 8.52 save percentage. As the Boston Bruins will go all the way, beat the Nashville Predators in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going to go after the second overall pick in this draft. The New York Islanders hold it right now. It's most likely going to be Landon Dupont. So essentially, I'm changing Mikhail Sergachev for Landon Dupont. 1-for-1. Will it go through? And it's an absolute no-brainer for the New York Islanders as Phoenix moves up to the second overall pick. Yonkman's going to go first. And now we have the opportunity to get our generational defenseman in Landon Dupont from the Everett Silvertips, I believe. 87 overall, franchise high defenseman. Again, not an offensive heavy team. And besides our first line of Gunther, McKenna, and Cooley, all 89 or 90 higher overall players. We got Skinner alongside TJ Ginla and Josh Doan, Riley Smith with Sagan and Kane, Matisse Maselli, Charlie Coyle, and Jack McBain as our fourth line. Defensively is definitely where we shine. We got pluses all across the board. Mintyukov and Dupont are going to be lethal. And Karel Vejmelka, for as bad as he played, he somehow grew to an 87 overall. Our best season since returning to Phoenix, 51-23-8, 110 points. This division was stacked, dude. Colorado won 52 games, and they were literally a wild card team. That is insanity. The Central Division, the best in all of hockey, as the Toronto Maple Leafs, they go ahead and win the President's Trophy, 56 wins on the season. Gavin McKenna is going to put up 63 goals, 124 points. This man already is a superstar. Dylan Gunther at 88. Logan Cooley did his job. Dupont, as a rookie, had 51 points. Pavel Mintyukov was decent, and there it was. He was over a plus. He was like a minus 28, I think, last year, and this season he's a plus 28. As Karel Vejmelka, another 920 season save percentage-wise, 4 shutouts and 42 wins. Mark Scheifele with a career-high 141 points is absurd. Matthews, he'll lead the goal category yet again with 67. And now, finally, we don't have to play Winnipeg in the first round. Instead, we got the Dallas Stars, round number 1. Let's win our first playoff series back in Phoenix. Game number 1 up against the Dallas Stars. First period, we get a 1-1 tie. Thank you, Josh Doan. Second period, still knotted up at 1. We are headed to overtime, and the Dallas Stars, Thomas Harley, will win it. All right, game number 2. Doesn't mean it's a must-win, but I do not want to fall down 2-0. First period, 1-0 lead for the Stars. It's Mason Marchment out of anybody. Second period, 2-1 lead for Dallas, and the Stars will dominate us as the playoff struggles will continue. We're getting in must-win territory right now. Cannot fall down 3-0. First period, no score in the hockey game. Only 9 shots on net. Second period, a 1-1 tie. Entering the third, where the Dallas Stars will go up 3-0. When was the last time a 50-win hockey team got swept in the first round? Was it Tampa Bay in 2019? Regardless, entering the third, we're down by 1 in a high-scoring affair, 4-3 to Dallas. As Vejmelka, I don't know what's going on with this man. There we go. Logan Cooley will tie the game up at 4. Vejmelka just has not been good enough. The dude's been awful in the playoffs the last 2 seasons, but Tyler Seguin on the power play late in the third period. Lundqvist will tie it up on Vejmelka. 2 minutes to spare. We headed to overtime. Overtime in game number 3 in Phoenix. The rink is packed. That's a new thing here in Phoenix land. Gavin McKenna coming in. McKenna takes a shot. Easy save by Jake Ottinger. Gavin McKenna down low. The captain of this team. The youngest captain in NHL history. Can he lead his team to a playoff victory? Get us back in this series. McKenna again behind the net. Gavin out to Jeff Skinner. Over Mintyukov. Can't get a shot on net. Mikko Rantanen is going to head the other way for Dallas. Here come the Stars. Rope Hintz is into the zone. Hintz dropping it off to Heiskanen. He's going to get board played on the wall there. We had two guys on him, and nobody could get the puck. Robo shot saved by Vejmelka. It must be a blue moon here in Arizona. My God, Jeff Skinner takes a shot. It gets blocked. How did that puck get blocked? 14:40 left to go. Mason Marchment, the other... That is not Mason Marchment. Who was that for Dallas? Liljegren the other way. Timothy Liljegren. Thank you very much, Tej Ginla. Smart play in the corner, buddy. Do not allow a grade A danger chance. Harley over to Mason Marchment. He's trying to spin off his forechecker. Marchment winding up. Oh my God. Looked like that dude from the Mighty Ducks. Thomas Harley back to Wyatt Johnston. Rings it off the bar. Karel Vejmelka could not stop a beach ball right now. This dude is struggling. The Coyotes are struggling come playoff time. And I mean, we get swept again. There are some big changes that are going to be made in the offseason. Logan Cooley, he's into the zone. Blasting one on Ottinger. He's going to make the easy save, though. I have full pressure and full attack, but we are not forechecking like the Florida Panthers right now. I do not understand. Marchment, he's into the zone, over to Johnston. Why Johnston feeding, but Vejmelka will cover it up. Oh, these computers sometimes, they just absolutely infuriate me. Radish the other way with Matt Duchene for Dallas. The Stars trying to go up 3-0 in the series. Trying to get a shot on net. Thompson walks in, and he will bury it. There it is. 3 straight L's, and we are on the verge of getting swept yet again. What am I even saying? We were quite literally on the verge of getting swept already. We just got swept in overtime. Didn't win a single hockey game. We've won 1 playoff game in the last 3 years. We've been absolutely dominated. I mean, McKenna was our best player. He only had 1 goal and 5 points in 4 games. Josh Doan had 2 and 2 for 4. Matthias Maselli was okay. Gunther was a no-show. Skinner, no-show. Landon DuPont was only a rookie. But Logan Cooley, look at this man. Might be on the chopping block. Only 1 goal and 1 point in 4 games in the postseason. The Boston Bruins will dominate Dallas. I mean, we beat the Stars. Who knows? Maybe we go on a little bit of a Cinderella run and make the Cup Finals. Mark Scheifele is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Maurice Richard to Austin Tumieg Matthews. Morgan Riley's going to win the Norris. Ehlers, the Lady Bing. We got the Conn Smythe going to Pasta. Blackwood will win the Vezina. And for the Selke, it's going to go to Robert Thomas. Spencer Knight was a guy I really wanted in free agency. He rejected my offer to sign with the LA Kings. Are you serious right now? That is unbelievably disrespectful. GM Pasta most definitely is on the hot seat. I got to get some success come playoff time. First line, we signed Kachuk in the offseason to play alongside McKenna and Gunther. We get a +4 there. Garland alongside Cooley and Tej Ginla. Matthias Maselli with Duchene and Josh Doan. Our young guy in Anton Frundell, only 79 overall, is going to play in the 4th line with Jack McBain and Anthony Duclair. Defensively, we're good. Mintyukov and DuPont, Dursey, Kesselring, Lamoureux, and then Mike Matheson at an 87. And then Karel Vejmelka is our starter with Joseph Wall as our backup. Phoenix coming out of the gate, absolutely flying. 6-2 to start the season. We were a 50-win team last year, so what am I getting too excited over regular season hockey? It is pretty much Stanley Cup or bust every single season moving forward. And my hot seat is getting pretty goddamn hot. By far the best season for Phoenix since coming back to Arizona. 57-20-5, top of our division with 119 points. And there it is. We won the President's Trophy. This is a year that we have to go far in the postseason. Definitely a breakout season for Gavin McKenna. 70 goals, 153 points. Dude was an absolute mutant. We got Dylan Gunther with 107. Logan Cooley had 98. Kachuk with 93. Also 44 goals. Landon DuPont was damn near point per game. Also at 22 goals as a D-man. I really do like that one. And Karel Vejmelka, 5 shutouts, a .921 save percentage, and 40 wins on the season. Of course, McKenna is going to lead the league in scoring, 153 points, not even close. He literally matched Connor McDavid's career high, which is absurd, but he also had 70 goals. We had 3 70-goal scorers in the NHL this year. In David Pastrnak, P. Shorzy, and Gavin McKenna. What is going on? Where are the PEDs coming from? And in round number 1, we get a better matchup than the previous 3 years. We got the Minnesota Wild. It needs to be a series victory. Game 1, we have home ice advantage for the first time since coming back to Arizona. First period, 3-0 lead. Second period, 5-0 lead. And the Phoenix Coyotes, this season feels different. Game 2, still in Phoenix. First period, 1-0 lead for the Coyotes. Gavin McKenna is on a witch hunt right now. Second period, Minnesota is going to tie it up. And we are headed to overtime in game number 2. Can the Phoenix Coyotes take a 2-0 series lead? None other than the captain, the leader, Gavin McKenna. We can really take a stranglehold now in this series. Go up 3-0. First period, 2-0 lead. McKenna's on a goddamn mission, dude. Second period, 3-0 lead. And the Phoenix Coyotes are on the verge of sweeping Minnesota in round number 1. All right, elimination game for Minnesota. First period, they're going to respond. It's a 4-1 lead. Second period, 5-1. They're going to live to fight another day. Gentlemen sweep on the horizon here in Phoenix. First period, 1-0 lead for the Wild. They're fighting for their lives right now. Second period, 4-1 lead for Minnesota. Uh-oh, they have won 2 in a row. And now in a Game 6 on the road, we have to go and win. If Karel Vejmelka loses his 3rd in a row, we're going Wild Game 7. First period, 1-0 lead for the Wild. Second period, still a 1-0 hockey game. Right now, Phoenix, they are struggling to score, and Minnesota will extend their lead to 2. Okay, Gavin McKenna gets us back on the board, back in the game. It's only 1-goal game now. Halfway through this 3rd period, this is definitely doable. I need somebody outside of McKenna to step up right now, but we are not getting any secondary scoring or support as the Minnesota Wild, they're going to hold on, and they are going to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0. Game 7 after being up 3-0. I cannot believe that we are here. First period, 2-0 lead for the Coyotes. Cooley and Tkachuk. Second period, 4-0 lead, and there it is. A 5-0 shutout in a Game 7 as we move on to round number 2. And now we got a date with our old friend, the Winnipeg Jets. Beat us 2 out of the last 3 seasons. It is time for us to get our revenge. Game 1, second round. First period, 1-1 tie. We got Dylan Guenther scoring for the good guys. 3-1 lead. Guenther has a hat trick, and the Chicago, oh my God, the Arizona Coyotes are going to go up 1-0 over the Winnipeg Jets. For a little bit of a reference, the last 2 series we've played against Winnipeg, we've won the same amount of games. Literally one game. Let's keep this momentum rolling here, Arizona. First period, 1-0 lead. Brady Tkachuk gets us going. Second period, Winnipeg will respond, and they are going to dominate, putting 4 up on Joseph Woll. I don't know why I had auto-rotate goalies on, but it definitely messed with us in Game 2. Game 3 in Winnipeg. First period, 2-1 lead for the Jets. Second period, it is a 4-1 lead as Winnipeg dominated us 6-4. All right, this is a must-win for Phoenix. First period, 1-0 lead. Thank you, Brady Tkachuk. Second period, Winnipeg, they will respond. You got Lucius and Alexander Carrier. We're only down by, oh my God, now we're down by 2. Joseph Woll, 3 goals on 25 shots, and it looks like Arizona is in a hole yet again. Elimination game for Phoenix in Arizona. First period, 1-0 lead. Gavin McKenna, the captain, gets us going. Second period, 3-1 lead, and the Coyotes will dominate, and we will force a game number 6. Sticking with the exact same roster here in Game 6 on the road. First period, 3-0 lead for Phoenix. Tkachuk, McKenna, and McKenna. Second period, 4-0 lead, and we will have a Game 7 back on home ice to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Here we go. Game 7, round number 2. First period, 1-0 lead for the Jets. Gabe Vilardi gets them on the board. Second period, we don't respond. 4-2 entering the 3rd. Well, we're down by 2 with our season on the line. Wait a minute. Landon Dupont gets us back to within 1. We got tons of time to work with. Come on, Phoenix. We can do this. We can slay our demons in the Winnipeg Jets. 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd period, down by 1, season on the line. And none other than Brady Tkachuk will tie the game up at 4 with 4:06 to go. Here we go. Game 7 overtime, all thanks to our free agent acquisition. We got him in free agency last season. In the offseason, Brady Tkachuk signed him for a big contract. It was like $12 million. And now he tied the game up. He kept our season alive. Can we capitalize? Can we execute? And can we move on to round number 2? Gavin McKenna all the way up to Logan Cooley. He's coming in the zone. Cooley takes a shot on Connor Fraudebuck. Shit-a-buck, Fraudebuck, whatever you want to call it. We can beat this guy. He's no good come playoff time. Kyle Connor losing that puck. McKenna, he's going to go the other way. Curls back. Sean Dursey up to Cooley, finding Tkachuk, splitting the D over. Dupont rings it off the goddamn bar. I can't believe it. Landon Dupont has an opportunity. Tkachuk trying to move it out in front, but a nice defensive play by Neil Pionk. And here come the Jets the other way. Josh Morrissey's into the zone. Morrissey takes a shot. Vejmelka with a save. Uh-oh. Scheifele back to Morrissey at the blue line. Morrissey rips one. Another save by Vejmelka. I don't feel too confident. Perfetti over. Oh my God. Mark Scheifele had a tap in backdoor. Toffoli, another great save. And we're going to lose that draw. Spence, full pressure for Winnipeg. Wiring one. Doesn't hit the net though. Brady, it's got to get out. Brady Tkachuk the other way. Here he comes. Tkachuk, he's got no energy. Brady's into the zone trying to backhand it on net. Oh no, bad line change. Velarde all alone. Gabe Velarde, what a save by Vejmelka. I do not believe Joseph Wall would have made that save. I think he probably would have choked that one away like I choked with your mother last night. Maselli up to Connor Garland. Garland's getting pressured though. He's going cross ice. All the way over to Mike Matheson. He at least gets it in deep. There we go. I think we got to get our first line back out on the ice, but we need possession of the puck. I don't want to make a bad line change. Here we go. We're going to get our first line back out there. Vejmelka to Mintyukov. Mintyukov over to Matheson. Moves up to Logan Cooley. Cross ice to Gunther. Gunther, he's into the zone. Takes a shot. Easy save by Hellebuck. McKenna trying to go down low to Cooley. Logan Cooley. McKenna waiting. Back to Mintyukov. Over Gunther, firing it, and Connor Hellebuck will cover that puck up. Back Dursey, over to DuPont. No, Landon DuPont, get in the goddamn weight room, buddy. What was that at the blue line? There we go, get in the weight room, kid. DuPont the other way, he's losing it. Landon DuPont is a roller coaster right now. You want to think Evan Bouchard's a roller coaster? Look at Landon DuPont. Oh no, Wozniak. He's into the zone for Winnipeg. Trying to get a chance here, back to the point. He's getting pressured. Get there. There we go. Dylan Gunther. No, we just took a penalty. 4:14 left to go. Oh, no. We lose the draw. Morrissey. What a save by Vejmelka. Joseph Wall would have never. Mark Scheifele again trying to walk out, but he gets absolutely clotheslined. Who is that? Landon DuPont. He got in the weight room after I called him out there. He did not like that comment at all by GM Pasta. Joan trying to take a shot, but he can't do it. Ehlers the other way. Mintyukov's going to pick it off. Pavel Mintyukov over to Josh Doan. Doan, he's into the zone. Takes a shot on Hellebuck. On that half wall. Come on, DuPont, Landon DuPont. What are you doing? Pionk the other way. Neil Pionk. He's into the zone. Feeds it back to Foley. Gets a shot on net, but it's an easy save for Vejmelka. 1:20 left to go here on the PK. Doan is into the zone. Takes a shot right off the shin pads. Tyler Toffoli the other way for Winnipeg. They're coming in the zone. Over to Perfetti. He's going to end up losing it. Pavel Mintyukov doesn't have a great break out there on the wall, but it's out of the zone. At least it's out and it's in. All right, we got our second PK unit out there now. Get to work, Brady Tkachuk. Game 7, less than 2 minutes remaining here in overtime. Perfetti. He's into the zone. Cole Perfetti stopping up. Back to Wozniak. Finding Velarde. Blasting one. Rebound. Where's it at? Duchesne. You got to get out, Matt Duchesne. All the way over. Tkachuk on that half wall. Up to Sean Dursey. Less than a minute to go. Here we go. We're into the zone, but Matthias Maselli, unfortunately, is offside. 48 seconds to go here in overtime. Come on, Phoenix. We can do this. Brady Tkachuk. We're back to 5-on-5. Chucky to Iginla. Doesn't get a shot on net. It's you, Tej. Come on, Tej. Follow in the footsteps of your great father, Matthias Maselli. What a strip there. Was that Spence? It was Jordan Spence. Lifted the stick of Brady Tkachuk so he couldn't get anything on it. Feeds it back to the blue line. Sandberg over Lucius, and there it is. 3 years out of 4, the Winnipeg Jets will beat us in the postseason. This time, it was a competitive series, but in Game 7 overtime, we just could not get the job done. Wow, Brady Tkachuk was an absolute monster in the playoffs. 8 goals and 19 points, led our team in 14 games played. Gavin McKenna was goal per game. It was really just that first line that was cooking. We did not get a lot of secondary support. And between our 2 goalies, I don't think either of them really played well. Even though Wall had a .920, he was 1-3 in the games that he played. The only game he won was the Game 7 shutout. Outside of that, he couldn't get it done. Boston Bruins would end up defeating Winnipeg in Game 7. We're always losing to the team that makes it out of the West. So we just beat the team. We can get there. I know it. I believe it in our heart. Call me Zach Hyman. I know we'll be back. Gavin McKenna is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Maurice Richard to David Pastrnak. Norris is going to go to Cale Makar. Pass is also going to win the Conn Smythe. Vejmelka somehow won the Vezina Trophy. And for the Selke, it's going to go to Nathan McKinnon. I'm going all in. Changes need to be made, especially in the goaltending position. Wall is going out. We got a first, a second, and another first for Devin Levi and Philip Hedl from the Buffalo Sabres. And Buffalo still does not want to do that deal. Throw in a 3rd-round pick to make it go through, and there we go. I am happy to accept this proposal on the behalf of the Buffalo Sabres. GM Pasta hot seat is getting hotter year after year. McKenna, Tkachuk, and Gunther still our first line. We got Garland alongside Cooley and Iginla. Our team is not as strong as last season, if I do say so myself. Defensively, luckily, we're still very good there. And in goal, Devin Levi is going to be a big change between the pipes at an 88 overall. Here we are at the deadline. The Coyotes are 38-17-7, and we're going all in. Nick Suzuki's on the chopping block. We got a first and a second headed to Le Montreal. They have rejected, so I'm definitely going to have to add in that other 2nd-round pick that I had. I thought it was a little bit of an overpay. They still don't want to do that. Okay, Montreal, what are we doing here? Throw in a third and a fourth round pick. Absolutely load the deal to Le Montreal. Oh my God, what's going on? You've done all right meeting our blocks, but the value we're sending our way isn't sufficient at all. They only wanted a first round pick for Nick Suzuki. I'll throw in another second and a third round pick, and they still will not do this deal. So we are not getting Nick Suzuki for the playoff run. So this is back-to-back seasons. Great years for Phoenix. 53, 21, and 8 at the top of the Central yet again. 114 points. Toronto, they would end up winning the President's Trophy. But again, we are the second best team in the league. I'm on the hot seat. If we don't at least reach the conference finals, I think that's probably a fireable offense for GM Pasta. Gavin McKenna might be the GOAT. 65 goals, 145 points. Kachuk had 86. Dylan Guenther 78. Logan Cooley was decent. Dupont had 71. So I don't think he's going to end up winning the Norris Trophy, which was the goal that I set out for him at the beginning of the season. Devin Levi, though, I forgot to turn on auto rotate goalies. 53, 21, and 8. 3 shutouts with only a 906. But the man did end up playing all 82 games. McKenna, again, back-to-back seasons, led the league in scoring, 145. And on the goal side, P. Shorzy on the Detroit Red Wings with 76 tucks on the season. My job is on the line in this playoff run. We get the LA Kings in the first round. We got to at least make the conference finals to have another season under my belt here with Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. My job is on the line. First period, 2-1 lead. Second period, 5-3 lead. And Arizona will go up 1-0 in the first round against LA. Game 2, we got home ice advantage yet again. First period, 2-1 lead. Guenther and McKenna. Second period, the Kings will respond and LA will take it in game number 2. They now have Quinn Hughes on their team. What in the world? Game 3, the series has made the switch to LA. First period, we got no score in the game. Second period, 1-0 lead for Arizona. Thank you, Gavin McKenna. Can we close it out? Oh my, what a dominating third period by the Coyotes. Come on, Coyotes. We can take a stranglehold. Okay, well, we get scored on before we even simulate. First period, down 2-0. Second period, we are getting absolutely washed, and we have ourselves a series all knotted up at 2 apiece. It is now a best of 3. Game 5 in Phoenix. First period, we got a 1-1 tie. Dylan Guenther strikes yet again. Second period, still a 1-1 tie. And the LA Kings came out in the third, and they absolutely dominated us. 5-2 lead. They outscored us 4-1 in the third. Here we go. Season on the line. Job on the line for me. First period, a 1-0 lead for the Coyotes. Our captain, Gavin McKenna, gets us going. Second period, oh no, the Kings will respond, and we're down by 2 entering the third. This is unbelievable. We need some offense right now. Come on, Arizona. I brought y'all back for a reason. Thank you, Sean Durzi. He makes it a 1-goal game already. And then Logan Cooley will tie things up at 3. 5 minutes to go in the third. Are we going to get to overtime? Will we have OT in game number 6 in LA? No way, Alfredson! Are you serious? 49 seconds to go, and he ends my season, ends the series, and he literally gets me fired. Gavin McKenna, again, he's been great. He's a 94 overall, only 22 years of age. He's only played 6 games. He had 5 goals. He produces every single time. Brady Tkachuk had 7, Cooley 7, Guenther had 5. We had some goal-scoring support, but it doesn't matter what goaltender plays for us. They can never produce come playoff time. I don't know what it is. Colorado will eventually go on, and in typical Maple Leaf fashion, they are going to lose in a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. I gotta be honest, the city of Toronto would probably end up rioting. Gavin McKenna is going to win the Lindsay yet again, also the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. We got P. Shorzy winning the Maurice Richard. Makar is going to win the Norris. Marty Natchez the Conn Smythe. Logan Thompson the Vezina. And for the Selke, it's going to go to JT Miller of the New York Rangers. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.